Hello, and welcome back to some Pristine Suits. Thank you all for being here today, those of you who've shown up. We are getting back to it here with my lovely friends who are about to introduce themselves. And let's start off today with the one, the only, Aquamuse.
Hi. I normally go by Aqua Sylph online, but you can find me on Twitch and then occasionally on Blue Sky. But for the most part, I like to do little projects with friends here. I'm going to be playing the Outsider in today's game. Who goes by the name of Rain or Cosmic Rain, and looking forward to fighting some bad guys.
Well, looking forward to having you here. Thank you for being here. Gonna pass it down to the one, the only, my good friend, Connor McKinley, Distortion Devil.
I'm both of those guys. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, and Blue Sky at Distortion Devil. You can find all of my TTRPG content over at YouTube and Patreon.com/DevilsAndDiceRolls. And I am playing Noah Butler, aka Wink. And he is the Nova.
After our Nova, we've got our one, our only, Gaius the Ghost Paws.
Hello, my name is Gaius Ghostpaws, and you can find me anywhere under Gaius Ghostpaws. I also stream here on Twitch, and today you will be seeing me as Quinn Regal, also known as Wave Index, and I am playing, and they are the Scion.
After our Scion, we have our lovely, the emo master themselves, Ray Calligraphy Inc.
Howdy, I'm Ray, also known as Key Inc. or Calligraphy Inc. on various platforms. I'm going to be playing as Aurora, Iris Lucky Aurora, the superhero, and I am playing as the Star.
Following up our star hard act to follow, I have my good dear friend, and soon to be found on other TTRPG games, Ross.
Hello, I'm Ross, and until further notice, I'm just a guy that likes to play tabletop RPGs with his friends. And I'll be playing Robert Bobbert, aka Mr. Fix-It, the Bull.
Keep your eyes out for him in other places, potentially. But that is my lovely crew here today, and we are all up and introduced. We're gonna pop through really quickly, and I'm gonna ask everyone what their potential is at. Aqua.
My potential, I think, is the same as last time. I'm at 4.
4. All right. And Connor.
Let me look. I'm at 3.
3. You got it. Gaius.
I'm at none.
Ray.
I am at... For some reason my stuff is being slow. Yippee! Okay, 4.
4. And Ross.
Well, I had to talk to my son last game, so I actually advanced because I had so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I gained 2 Bull's Hearts, which isn't as gross as it sounds. Yeah, but we'll see if they pop up maybe later today.
Yeah, what about your potential? Are you back down to 0?
Oh, yeah, all the way to 0.
All the way to 0. In that case, Ross or Gaius, either one of you is welcome to give us a recap of the last session, and in return, you will receive 1 potential for the both of you.
Oh.
Either one of you want to take a swing at it?
I can play this thing. Wiki where? All right, let's go. So in the aftermath of our fights from the session prior, The gang all came together at a diner to attempt to come down from the fights they had. The one group consisting of Wink and Aurora and my brain is skipping. Rain having taken on Blue Line, and myself and Mr. Fixit having taken on finger quotes Magnitude. We both came out successful. We're coming down from all the intense action that had happened, and Wave having to come down from the revelation that the world now knows that their dad was the real Magnitude. So they stayed in the car and were feeling the aftershocks of using their powers unfettered. Everyone went and had pancakes. It was really nice. But then, both Mr. Fixit and Aurora went to go meet up with Robert Bobbert's son. And while our dear friend Mr. Fixit was not able to break past that mold as is usual, Aurora saw past everything. Using her social intrigue and her savviness on social media, she got a lot of information from the back. She was able to glean a lot of information. And I believe that was the last and then I believe that was the end of the session.
Pretty much it. Yeah, it was a bit of recap, a little bit of intrigue, and a little bit of conversations as we settled in post some fights last time. Both Mr. Fixit and Wave Index, you receive 1 potential.
Hooray.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
1 moment.
Yipper.
Fix something.
Just a heads up, I also did advance last session. That's why I'm at 0.
Yes, yeah. We are getting to the point where counting advancements is going to be less tenable than just giving people with the lowest potential.
Yeah.
But I would like to remind everyone that you all have access to your moments of truth, even if you didn't unlock it during a level up or during an advancement. You all have access to your moments of truth, and if you would like to use it at any point here in the last few sessions of the game, I highly recommend that you do, as it is a cool moment to have control over dictating the story. But
I did that.
Yes, you did. As we that's the other one. That's maybe a little too ominous for us today. We're gonna go back to Mark Allen Jr. He's always got us covered. As we see the new day dawning over the city of New Columbia, we slowly zoom in on the pristine man-made lake. A reflection in the surface causing some sort of refraction, creating what might look initially like an illusion of a bubble deep down at the bottom. We know that it is not an illusion. Passing through the water, we enter the ship and home of our cosmic Rain. Rain, you don't sleep. What have you been up to most of the night?
Well, aside from looking over the sensors and things in my ship on the various areas in the local stratosphere and also on the planet to kind of monitor life in general. I also have been trying to look at videos on how to knit, but with mixed results.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. What do we see you as an alarm goes off? We kind of left off here last time. What do we see you putting down as that you were attempting to knit?
So it looks kind of more like a cat's cradle because I'm still trying to figure out what knitting is in general. But and trying to like figure out the yarn.
Got
It's
it.
not quite
So
anything yet. It's like a half-started project, but like I
there's
keep
a bunch of
having to redo
knots
it.
in it, probably. You have a spool of yarn that's kind of rolled out, I assume.
Well, trying to make the ball of yarn, but yeah.
Oh, trying to make the ball of yarn. Got it.
It's not even like
You haven't even
it's like
gotten that far.
we're trying to prep as much as possible, but it's proving to be. It's just it takes a practice.
Well,
like
while
most
you're
things.
Well, yeah, like everything. While you're focused on that, what are alarms like on your ship? Is it loud? Is it blaring? Is it mostly lights? Does it send out a sensor to you? And what does this look like?
It sends out more of like a sensor, because it's like things in general tend to travel through water a little bit differently than just air, so it doesn't necessarily need to be that loud for me to be able to sense it.
Yeah,
But it's just, like,
More
very,
like
very
a
light.
vibration.
A vibration, kind of like maybe a very light kind of chiming sound, but it's enough to break the silence.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's
Are there any
repetitive.
lights associated with it?
There's like a very, very faint, well, depending on the severity of it, it might either be a blue light for like a lower sort of attention, or it might be red if it's like something super critical.
What priority do you think you would have set those electromagnetic readings from last night at?
The ones that I set for just the general area, or
So you have a bunch of different like sensors that are reading a bunch of things, but last night
that
you
one
recall
spot.
you basically had looked over your sensors and found that there was a large fluctuation of power and energy in this specific electromagnetic ratio and this specific electromagnetic currency. Go ahead, Aqua, if you have more to say. Frequency. That's
no, I was just saying, if it's a big enough of an anomaly, it'll probably be red, just because it's something that requires more immediate attention.
Got it. So you probably last night, after noticing it, you probably set your ship to like alert you, high priority if a similar thing happens.
Yeah.
You are awoken. The gentle chiming, the vibrations, and then or not awoken, but you are alerted. The gentle chiming, the vibrations, and then as you look over, the red flashing light of your sensor going off. Kind of rushing over to check what it is, unsure if it's the thing from last night or if it's something else, because this goes off whenever there's anything serious. In regards to... Ooh. You all still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yes.
my roll 20 just died for a second there. I think it was just my
fine.
roll 20.
Okay.
So all the music and everything died with it, but I think we're still all good. I haven't seen any drops on any of my other programs or anything like that. It was just roll 20.
Of course.
But as you make your way over to check out this alert, you see that it is in fact the same frequency from the night prior. It just started up. You look at the time, it's about dawn, a little bit prior to it, but it is what most people would consider dawn. And the flare, it like shoots up, the scales kind of make that like peaking sound, and then as swiftly as it showed up, it disappears. What do you do?
Now, it's happened at least a couple times now.
Yes.
In that very same
Yep.
area. Okay.
So here to clarify, it showed up in that area outside of town in the Virginia foothills initially. There was a second flare-up last night at about the time that Aurora said that they fought against that light hero or that light villain. There was another flare-up that was localized around the university. You can only assume that's what it is. And then a third one just happened in that same space in the Virginia foothills.
I'll probably go and check it out.
Oh, you're gonna fly out?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Go scope it out from a distance.
Okay.
Hey. That's
okay.
what we're doing. I'm gonna have you. I'll let you choose here.
But notice from a distance, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to use other sensors and other tools just to sort of see if I can't get like
Absolutely,
a
yeah.
better visual on what's going on.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna have you roll one of two things for me. You will either be, in this case, make sure I have both of them up. You will either be assessing the situation, which will give you more questions or more answers about it from the list that you have, and give you more specific and direct answers. Or I think this also could make a lot of sense. You can roll plus freak to unleash your powers, your flight abilities. And one of the effects for plus freak is extend your senses, which this would be essentially you spying on them, right? And you wouldn't get questions in the same way. Like, you wouldn't get... the way that assess the situation works is I have to answer honestly the questions that you ask me. The way with Unleash Your Powers works and most other times is I can just tell you what you see without necessarily revealing things or showing my hand. So it's up to you whether or not you want more specifics, but that would be with Superior, and you would probably have to expose yourself to danger a little bit more, or Unleash Your Powers, which would get you less specific information, but would ensure your safety, should you succeed.
Let's get freaky.
Let's get freaky with it. Unleash Your Powers, then. Full hit. So plus freak on a hit, you do it. So there's no question about whether or not you do it. And not only that, you don't have to mark a condition, and it is neither unstable or temporary. You fly out over the Virginia foothills, and do you have a sensor with you, or some sort of radar or device of some kind?
Yes, it's alien technology. I have a device that will sort of give me a certain radius over the area, or be able to sort of pick up at least a little bit more more detailed than, say, if I was just in my ship and just getting a notification. Maybe not too specific, but yeah.
So what you were getting in your ship was the large pulses that could show up on your long range sensors, but you take out a much more sensitive device. And while there's no more large pulses, what you are looking for is essentially EM disturbance, electromagnetic disturbance, something that the air and the electricity in the air and how the particles are charged to kind of triangulate the position you're heading towards. So using this device that you have at your disposal, you eventually find yourself brought to a facility. It's tucked between a few foothills, and as described in the Virginias. And it does have a couple roads leading to it. There's a paved road that goes down for quite a while and leads right up to a front entrance. And then from the paved road, you also notice that there's a dirt road that you can take going off the paved road that goes all the way around the back of the foothills to the back entrance. Furthermore, you can see, even without getting super close to the facility, that it is a fortress in the modern times. It isn't, it doesn't have ramparts or a castle, but it does have walls. It has towers. It has guards posted on the towers that seemingly are equipped with they look to you menacing, I think would be a good term for you, menacing loadouts, and are keeping head on a swivel. For what you assumed was a scientific installation, there's quite a lot of security here. Inside the compound itself, very suspicious. Inside the compound itself, there are several buildings, all of which are covered with that corrugated metal roofing, and all of it is very nondescript, unspecific, difficult to parse more information from a distance. And likely intentionally so. you've seen satellite imaging your entire life. It's something you've studied a lot of. A satellite image of this place would reveal just about nothing. And that is what you learn.
Okay. I'll probably relay my findings to the handler.
Yeah, the handler will. They
and then get in touch with the.
Go ahead.
Well, mostly the handler first, because it's, as I recall, a time of night when most humans aren't necessarily up and at 'em.
It's very early morning, yeah.
So I'm going to at least relay it to that, and then we can further organize with the rest of the team once they're a little more awake.
You get like the ... of the handler responding, and then no actual response. It disappears.
That's not good.
The rest of you wake up to a message from Cosmic Rain. What does it say?
Based on some sensory findings, I found a compound in the foothills. Was it out just outside of the city,
it's in the Virginia foothills to the west of the city.
Okay. I relayed the general location and mentioned that, I found some readings there, and if the team would like to take a look at that or discuss it further, then we can convene at a time that's convenient for everyone.
All right, and we will have you flying back as you send the message out, and we hear the boop of it leaving, and then the boop, boop. Who picks it up first, or who is the first to wake up and check their phone?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so is there more? Aqua?
I'll also probably attach just like some general like images that I've snapshotted while I was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Upon waking up to that, because I imagine Aurora has like individual, like basically customized each ringtone and text message of each of their companions.
Amazing.
So they know it's from Rain, and they pick it up and look at it. Would Aurora recognize where they are, and it's related to where Stacy Cobb is?
I'm going to have you assess the situation based on the findings that Cosmic Rain was able to get.
Yeah, it's just like the Virginia foothills here in my notes, but I will roll. Yeah.
It is mostly, you will get some extra information potentially. You assume gotcha. But it will give you potentially more information.
Assess the situation.
Plus superior.
Superior. Miss.
That is a miss. So here's the answer for you. Is you absolutely believe that and like you this is not like I'm trying to mislead you. You can for certain ascertain that the facility you're looking at, it matches description, and you, in the pictures that you saw the night prior that were sent to you and shown to you by Ali Adebayo, your contact within the media, you actually saw a picture of this place. It had a picture of Stacy Cobb as well as Robert Bobbert II. They were like shaking hands out front of it, and it was the like opening of this facility, which was partially helped built by certain city planners and funding and that kind of thing. So you absolutely do confirm. What you don't get are the questions from assess the situation, and
gotcha.
I get to make a move. This is how I've usually. I'm kind of leaning this direction after a lot of testing, where I'm going to give you a choice. Is on a failure, you either get to choose to inflict a condition, or I get to make a move. Which would you like?
How about inflict a condition?
All right, mark a condition on yourself and tell us what it is and why.
It is gonna be afraid.
Afraid. That makes a lot of sense.
Because they found out this information. They've already were worried about their friends being attacked the earlier night. And so they probably woke up with a start and were just reading too fast and getting worried that something happened.
As you're kind of blinking awake and you're flicking through the pictures on your phone, you slowly begin to notice that you didn't hear in your sleep was another text message ringtone. And you see the little red marker in the corner of the screen alerting you to another unread message in your folder.
Okay, I'm gonna read that.
You read that, and the message is actually from the aforementioned Aliadabayo, who says, and it's very colloquial. She's usually kind of business, but it is very colloquial. It's like, can you believe, and like she actually does put X's. It's like FXXXING. She's that kind of person to type that way. Can you
Gotcha.
believe
Gotcha.
it? I was suspended. I don't even know why I was suspended. Sorry, can't find any more information for you. I'll let you know.
Immediately just like, fuck.
I think that
It's
leans
just
into
like,
the afraid, right? Like the,
yeah.
oh.
It's just like, oh, that's not good.
Similarly, as you shut off your phone, we zoom out of that screen to another phone on a table. Who wants to go next?
I'm asleep until my roommate wakes up because he went to sleep so I could get some sleep.
So Fix It or Wink would be the next one to get up.
There's no tables in a Winnebago?
No.
Damn.
No. Actually, that's not true. There are those like tables that they like fold up against the walls, and they have the little latch, but you can like unlatch it, and they drop down, and they provide like a little table. That's where people like set their TVs and set like drinks and bongs and stuff when you're in a Winnebago.
Yeah, but you got to put that up if you're going to sleep in it.
Yeah, I mean, not always. Like if it.
Are you talking? It takes like the rear passenger seat area spot?
There would be one of them as well, but also it would kind of act as like a bedside table, right? There's probably like a smaller one, almost like one of those airplane trays that folds out from the back of one of the seats.
Gotcha.
It's a table,
on
quotations.
Yeah, it's a table quotation.
It's a pull-out shelf.
It's a pull-out shelf. It's a pull-out shelf. Let's be honest. It's a pull-out
You can
shelf.
place stuff on it. Table.
Exactly.
So the little Nokia phone vibrates and then. Or no, that's right. It was a Razor. It was a Razor Flip.
True. And it is like one of those obnoxious dad ringtones where it's just incessant and has no like rhythm to it. It's just.
Yeah, it's just like an alarm, like an actual alarm. It picks it up. Is it a call or is it a text?
You pick it up, and it is actually a call. Do you pick it up with a? Would you like look at it first, or do you just pick it up?
Oh, just straight up. Hello.
Shouldn't be surprised you're sleeping. You hear your son's voice come from the other side of the phone.
Yeah, Robert, I'm surprised you can even wake up.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I know. You got it from me. You got that. When I was your age, I could drink that much to wake up too.
You know, I have in fact grown up and grown out of that habit. I know we haven't lived together for a long time, but I wake up at 6 a.m. every day.
Even after drinking everything they had of Lazy Pens with Johnny Walker?
A headache doesn't mean I don't have work in the morning.
What do you want, Robert?
Listen, I just wanted to call to... We may not be on the best of terms. We may not even like each other. But, unfortunately, I still love you. So in the interest of that, please stop doing extracurricular hero activities. It makes my job more difficult, and it's dangerous for you. You're too old to be doing that kind of thing.
Can I? What was the basic move?
Pierce
Is
the
it like
mask.
assess the situation. Pierce the mask.
Pierce
that's
the
what it
mask
was.
is like insight. Assess the situation is like a kind of perception.
Okay,
They're a little bit
gotcha.
more they're more narrative than that, obviously, but that's a good equivocation.
Yeah. All right, so that's why I can't talk to my son. 4.
Well, that you know, we're
Yeah,
gonna keep going on it.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I like to imagine he's like half falling asleep as he's talking to his son. Yeah, yeah. And like Robert hasn't spoken in
Yeah,
like
you
a
hear like
solid
a
minute.
you hear like a you know, thank you for actually listening to me. You're usually so obstinate, and you wake up to that. You're like, huh? As you're like half passed out. I'm gonna give you the choice that I gave Ray. But do you want to mark a condition, or do you want me to take a move?
I already have a condition. Can I get 2 conditions?
You can have all 5 conditions. You can ask my my threadbare crew. You can have all 5 conditions.
All right. I think I already have guilty, so he can't feel guilty about not listening. So instead, I'm gonna go with insecure, and hopefully Robert doesn't know that I didn't hear the last however long I fell asleep for.
That makes sense. You
Yeah.
mark insecure as the conversation kind of goes on, and your son eventually hits you with a. Well, I do not know when we will next see each other, but I promise I'll try to be more cordial next time.
And I promise not to try to rustle your jimmies.
My God. And he hangs up.
I think with that, Robert's like, what the fuck did I agree to? And starts like looking at his phone first at the weather and sees that there's probably a group chat that's gone by, like filled up now about what Aqua put.
I think, can I
what
assume
Rain
that Aurora responded was like, can confirm that is the Cobb facility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find where
good.
the potential advance. Like.
Potential advancements on your character sheet. It's gonna be. I think it's on the left-hand side. Yeah, it's on the left-hand side. It's all the way at the bottom. So if you.
Okay.
You filled up. So I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the rules for it so I can do it.
Yeah,
on
your on your character sheet, like on the playbooks that they have for each of the character sheets, the advancements are on the first page of that.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully that should help.
I will try to find it.
All good. If you still struggle,
okay,
no
cool.
worries. But you check through the messages and you see that conversation. It's mostly been Rain and Aurora so far talking about it, but you do see that conversation and begin to catch up on it. And while you're catching up, we see you scrolling through your phone, and I believe we are next set to go to the apartment with our W's, Wave and Wink. Wink, for you being the one that has to get up first. You are sensitive to your alarms, of which and I guess that leads me to a question of, do you have like text message alarms? Are they audible, or are they just go off and then you catch up with them later?
They are audible, yeah. They are designed to wake him up.
They're designed to wake him up. Got it. In which case, you would have actually received a message prior to Aurora's message coming, or prior to Rain's message coming in. Because Rain, you would have gotten up just about with dawn, but you would have had to fly out there, check out the space, and then message back. So it was probably closer to like 7 a.m. that sort of thing. you actually receive a message closer to like 6:30, Wink, and the message is from Liftoff. The hero who works in the independent research facility operated by S.U.I.T.S. I assume, opening up the message, the message is short, sweet, and to the point. Had a breakthrough of some kind. Head down to the research facility at your earliest convenience. I'll move appointments around for you when you get here. Bring cosmic rain.
Wink will send a little thumbs up emoji in response, and we'll begin to. He doesn't even know if Cosmic Rain has a cellular device, assuming they do.
Rain was the one who sent the initial message for the group message regarding the Cobb facility. So you find their phone or phone number. You don't know if it's a phone actually, but at least it connects. Yeah. You boot hijacked back into the cell phone system. I love that.
But I will I will message them and I'll just say like, hey, the R&D department has something for me and asked me to bring you along. Would you mind joining me?
Sounds interesting. How soon would you like to convene?
This is like the crack of dawn, right?
Yeah, this is like 6:30 in the morning. The sun has just come up, and Rain, this is probably, actually, I'm gonna say this is a little bit after, because we'll say you like got up and then sent the message. So Aurora on your not Aurora, Cosmic Rain on your like fly back to the city is when you get that text message. So it's it's like 7:30. It's still really fucking early.
Oh.
And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, they respond immediately. Like there's no time to like.
And what time would we have to like go in to begin our shift in hero duty?
It's a little unsure at the moment. You guys were supposed to you guys had your initial assessment and you're supposed to receive actual like orders and hours and everything from your handler sometime today, as far as your understanding and awareness goes. But you don't have an official hero shift quite yet. You're supposed to get that assignment today. Currently, there's no meeting time sent. I will say that you all are waiting for a message. You know, I'm not even going to say you're waiting for a message. I'm going to say that all of you, the day prior, were given a time to show up for the debriefing on your assessment. So I'm going to say that's in the early afternoon. We'll say like 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Okay. Then they'll probably send a text message back saying, let's meet at like noon.
Yeah, awesome. Rain, you flying back, receive that message, and Wink, you begin to get up and go about your day, waking up. Is there any hard framing you want? What I mean by hard framing, just to clarify, in case anyone listening doesn't know, soft framing is kind of like a lot of what we've been doing, where it's just sort of, we're talking about what it looks like and what the panels would look like and what kind of content or what kind of, actions are happening, but we're not hard role playing it. Hard framing is when we actually go into a scene and role play something out. And I usually like to ask my players whether or not they want to hard frame something. So is there any other hard framing you want here, or moving on?
I don't think there's anything else Wink could really do other than that.
Alrighty. Then as you get up and begin to go about your day, grabbing your coffee, getting up, doing the usual Wink routine, Wave, you're getting up in the next room.
Mhm.
At what point did you shut your phone off? Because
I
it would
never
have been going
I
the entire night.
I'm gonna say I never did, because what happened was Connor decided to have Wink put me to sleep, and I literally fell asleep slamming my head down on the bed, bouncing and
Mhm.
landing on the floor. So I never got to turn my phone off. So
You kind of wake up to the muffled
yeah.
and it's muffled because the phone is still on your bed.
Mhm.
Sorry, Connor, was
okay,
there something you wanted to add there? Oh, I thought I cut you off. No worries. Go ahead, guys.
So Wave gets up, rubbing their head. They're just like, how did I end up on the floor? And they just look at their phone, and is it like constantly vibrating?
It is kind of constantly vibrating. How thoroughly do you look at it?
So they reach over with 2 fingers and pick it up and just like turn the screen on to see what it looks
Mhm.
like. Kind of
So-
wincing a little.
There are 5 different notification badges, right? It's not even 5 notifications, 5 badges. So from different like applications or websites and that kind of thing. One of them is 1,200 plus notifications from one of the social medias. Another is like in the upper tens, like 50 to 100 notifications for a different social media site. A third social media site has like 16, and it's comments specifically that it's noting. The fourth one is a phone call from an unknown number, and it just
Okay.
said like it just unknown number phone call. That's it. That's all you got. And the last one is several different text notifications. There's the conversation that's currently that's being had in the group chat about the facility that Cosmic Rain checked out. Cosmic Rain dumped a bunch of like scientific information into the chat. Looking through it, you can see that there's some sort of, graph situation. They mentioned something about it being similar to the readings from last night against the person that Aurora fought against, and then a bunch of pictures for sky downward pictures of some sort of facility out in the Virginia foothills. But in addition to that, there's one other text message.
Mhm.
This is another one of those moments where we get to kind of make a character, but this character is very much related to you.
Yeah.
Who is someone from your life out in the wash that would have your phone number? It could be
Honestly,
another vigilante. It could be a friend. It could be like an old babysitter. Like, who do you think it is?
from out in the wash, probably.
Because that's where you're from, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
I hung out doing vigilante work and kind of playing
And
low.
really quickly, were you part of the vigilante house? I think we might have touched on this earlier, and I think I remember
No.
your answer. But no, yeah, I remember correctly. You were not part of the vigilante house.
No,
Vigilante house.
Wave lived in a basement of a building that was mostly put together. That's where. So, and acquaintance-wise, I just think it's another vigilante they kind of got along with.
Yeah. What's the vibe on this vigilante?
Someone who was sort of like, they took vigilante work seriously, but personally was sort of a chill and devil could care kind of person. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. Yeah.
And often Wave would just kind of go and like hang out with them at like, a place where they'd listen to music together or something.
So kind of cool, collected, serious attitude.
Yeah.
I'm because this character is mostly related to you. I'm going to give you a chance to keep going, or we can pass it off. What are their power? What are their powers? Are there any other descriptors you want to add to them?
Magnetism.
Magnetism. Okay.
We worked together several times. This is the way I think about it. So.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Nothing. Can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Then I will open it up to the rest of the crew. We don't have to go down the line. This is not a character that's super related to anyone. But does anyone else want to add a descriptor to this character? For example, a physicality, a visual, a theme, or something like that. It's okay if the answer is no, but I wanted to turn it over to the rest of the group.
Plaid.
Plaid. Okay. All right.
The platitudes.
That's pretty
Plaid. Plaid. Yeah, I got to figure out how to combine plaid and magnetic together somehow.
Lumberjack.
I was also
God.
thinking lumberjack, and
Are
I'm
we just
thinking,
gonna go 100% and say Canadian too? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make them
Yeah.
Canadian. Yeah.
Damn, all right.
Any other descriptors people want to add to this character? In that case, Ray, pick a name for me.
Oh,
That was a joke, by
I
the way. That
told
was a
you.
joke. That was a joke for stream and for you, Ray. That was intended as a joke.
immediate like panic.
I'm gonna call them Sawblade.
Nice.
Would you have them? What would you have them in your phone as? Would it be their like hero name, Sawblade, or would it be their actual name?
That
How well
sharp
did you know
fuck.
That sharp
That
fuck.
fuck.
Then there is also a text message from that sharp fuck.
I haven't received a text from them in forever, so I check it. I notably I also swipe away the 1200 something from the one social media app. I don't even want to look. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. It's like it's the Suits equivalent of Reddit. Blew it.
Or, yeah, just swipe that shit away, and I check on the text from my. We weren't like team members, but someone I just knew well, you know.
Absolutely.
So I kind of check that text.
Fucking, my Roll20 hates me today. Reloaded again.
Damn.
You check that text message, and it just says Wayward Souls. Which you know to be a sanctuary bar in the Wash.
Mm-hmm.
Here to talk if you need.
The only response I give is sure when with a question mark.
There's a little bit. There's the like ... of them messaging, and then it stops, and then it shows up again, and then it stops, and then the message actually comes through this time, and it says 5 o'clock somewhere.
I just say probably make my way down before I got to go to work then.
They send you it is a tree and a thumbs up.
I literally just send like the fucking shit emoji and then just close it.
All right.
And then I check the chat to see what's been going on with my teammates and friends. So
yeah, this is where I'm gonna jump back to our cosmic rain. How much more info? Like have you been?
I must just
like,
run to the washroom quick. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go. You're all good. You're all good. Are you like keeping up the conversation? Do you like set a time to meet, Rain, or are you just heading back and then like doing some more reading on your sensors and that kind of thing before you all have to head to your meeting at work?
Basically that.
Basically that. All right. This is where I'm just going to open it up to the group then. Is there any other hard or soft framing y'all want before we move to the next scene?
Aurora is going to check on a few things, like ask like why, like so. Rain sent like all the information of like a high power thing, right?
Yeah, it would have sent the. I assume so. Rain, you can answer for me, but you would have sent the graphs and information and stuff, right?
Yeah, at least some of the cursory stuff. I may not have sent like absolutely every single bit because there's a little bit too much there, but
Aurora
just like
would
the
ask
cursory
for more of it.
information.
That it's like, despite now being a pop star, they were before they got their powers, they were working on like just becoming like a studied student and various things. And
Being
so,
a pop star doesn't mean you're uneducated.
Yep. So Aurora will actually ask Rain for like, could you give me more of the data from this? I need to confirm that if this is related to or can be hypothesized for what I saw of a superpower that I
certainly
encountered.
I go ahead and I sent you a link for the data to upload it
Yeah.
to whatever device.
In
take
which
a coffee and start researching and looking at that. She puts on her round glasses and just starts looking at it.
Okay. I'm gonna have you, because the situation has changed, because you're asking for help from one of your allies, I'm gonna have you assess the situation again.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Assess the situation. Is the superior.
Because it's beyond
Hit.
just looking at it. It's actually like asking for help, asking some questions, pinging some messages back and forth. I assume maybe you create a private message between the two of you just to like ask a bunch of questions without bogging down the group chat. And as you kind of get a bunch of responses, get a bunch of answers, maybe pull up the graphs on your own devices, you get to answer or ask one of the questions. Do you need me to repeat them for you, or do you have them?
Yes, please repeat them for me. I'm sorry.
They will always be found under the basic move section under assess the situation if you ever need or want to look them over there. But the questions are, what here can I use to blank? And then the blank is a creative answer of some kind. So what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is like the scariest thing? What here is in the greatest danger? So what here is, would you be worried about, potentially breaking or being destroyed or that kind of thing? What here, who here is most vulnerable? So as a result of this, who's the biggest at risk, I guess is the best way to phrase that. And how can you best end this quickly? End in this case, I will say, would be, I'll give you a couple options. It's either like learn the information you're seeking to learn easiest, or how can you best enter the facility? Okay, like ending in that context being like, hero roll up to the situation.
Do some more data sleuthing. Let's see. I think Aurora is going to assume, and this is an assumption and doesn't mean it's true, because of the related to Stacy Cobb and stuff like that, this facility is dangerous. So they want to find a way in. Yes, I think that's a good, because they're gonna bring this up with the rest of their team when they're more awake. Now, like, Aurora's pretty much awake at this point. They just need coffee, their sugary drink.
So I'm gonna hit you with I'm gonna bring us back to the first question, which is, what here can I use to blank? And I think the question in this case is, what here can I use to get in easily? What here can I use to infiltrate this location? Looking at the information provided, I will say with that a successful assess the situation, you confirm the EM readings that were given to you also register on the light spectrum. Meaning, if it wasn't the beam of light that tried to end your life, then there would have had to be something of similar brightness and power in this pretty much the same exact location at pretty much the same time, making it almost 100% confirmable. Like, it's 99.9 repeated confirmable that what happened last night is the same readings that Rain is getting from this facility.
Okay.
You absolutely confirm that. To answer your question, though, how can you get in easiest? You guys will. There are two answers to this, and I will give you both of them. The first one is flight. It is very clearly built as a facility to defend from a ground attack. All of the facilities look very reinforced from the ground up, and look like even if you could like approach from the ground, you would be at a disadvantage. It's tucked into the hills and everything. It would be very difficult to actually approach without being vulnerable. Even from above, well, that's your best like angle line to move in on the situation. It's still very dangerous, and I will give you that. And then you have a thought. It's tucked into the hills, meaning that some of these buildings have to either be built and they would have had to carve some of the hill out, or they have to incorporate some of the hill. Meaning, if you could find a way to perhaps tunnel into the facility, that would by far give you the swiftest, easiest, least dangerous, and most clandestine method of infiltration. But you would need to find some way to tunnel in.
Okay. Gonna definitely speak to Wave and see if he can do this while gathering this information, but if not, then flight is the second option.
Alrighty.
The backup.
Do you set like a time to meet with Wave?
Yeah. Aurora sends a text message to Wave, and then also a reply text message to Rain, saying like basically like, I have some concerning information about the data that Rain has sent. I may need to speak to some of you about what may be a danger to the city. What time would you like to meet up?
And as you schedule that, as you figure out that timing, I'll leave that up. We'll figure that out later. But is there any other soft or hard framing that you want there?
I'll be right back, friends. Sorry, the package.
Yeah. That's what I assumed. So we'll figure out the timing and everything in a second. But I just wanted to ask if there's any other hard or soft framing from either you, Ray / Aurora, or anyone else.
Aurora would also like to contact the handler as well. Just be like, it's like, hey, it's like, are you available to speak? Are you, I believe I might have some concerning information. I might have something. No, they wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
They would say, hey, I wanted to talk to you about some superhero stuff, if possible. Let me know what your schedule is today. Smiley face.
They tell you, or you get a message back almost immediately that tells you that they will be in their office in the main suits building anytime this morning prior to the meeting that they have with you around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Or 1 o'clock.
All right.
So as you get ready for your day, get dressed, get all your stuff that you need, and get ready to go do that when the time comes.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Checking in with anyone else? Anyone else want any hard or soft framing before we go to the next scene? In that case, do we have... Just want to double check that they are back. Oh, no worries, Connor. Glad that you're back. If you're here, though, Connor, I believe that the next framing should go to you.
Very well.
You arrive after your morning. You arrive at the S.U.I.T.S research facility. The independent R&D department for S.U.I.T.S is a relatively futuristic building that sort of spans over. You've been in it a few times before. Making your way through the hallway, or waiting outside for Rain to arrive. Rain, I assume you... All right, you're very punctual, if I remember correctly, Rain. Aqua?
For some reason, you saying Rain, my brain just thought you were still talking to Aurora. Never mind.
Hey, I get it fucked up all the time because we have Ray, and that's Aurora.
Yeah.
And then we have Aqua,
Yeah.
and that's Rain. So the two of you just went,
Yeah.
whoop, and it really
I finally
fucks me up.
succumbed. I was doing so well. All right. Sorry, repeat that.
I know. As far as I remember correctly, you're very punctual. So I assume you arrive on time with Wink.
Yeah.
You kind of floating down from the sky show up and see Wink sort of waiting outside the front of the research facility, because for you, Wink, it's literally you just have to head downstairs to the next door building. But you arrive and the two of you wind your way through the various laboratory sterile hallways and into one of the main research laboratories associated with the hero Liftoff, the levitation hero, who also is a bit of a techie to assist with his rather somewhat lackluster power a lot of the time. The two of you show up and they kind of look over at you and offer a big sort of smile. I think without any checks needed, he's very clearly excited about something, or there's very clearly some sort of anticipation, perhaps is another good term for it, as he stands up and makes his way towards the two of you, but he holds out his hand to shake yours, Cosmic Rain. Hi, Akash Parrot. I suppose that we're Liftoff, if we're using hero names.
Pleasure. Rain.
Hey,
Cosmic Rain as well.
Is that your actual name or is that hero name? Just out of curiosity, for my.
It's my hero name.
Do you have one? I will need to take some more official. Or you know what? So you don't have to tell me. He makes his way back over to his desk and he grabs a little clipboard with some release forms on it and holds it out to you. This is purely for giving us the opportunity to for me to study you, essentially.
Well,
Whoa.
I look at it.
Yeah.
And I look at him.
He looks at you, and he has a very excited look on his face. You are used to. Actually, I'll have you pierce the mask.
Okay.
Because
We'll
this
do
is
that.
not just on him, but it's also the thing you're looking at.
Yes. Because this sounds sus.
It does
Not
sound
quite
sus,
sure.
absolutely.
All right. What? And forget what my role is. Where is it? Oh crap! Did I not open that? Sorry, trying to remember what my role was for that.
It is for pierce the mask. It's usually plus mundane.
Okay. I don't remember if I had a different one, but we'll go with that. Oh, did it not go?
Does not seem
Where
like
is
it's shown up.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. little macro box thing. Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna need some time to go over this.
Yeah,
I was not. None of this sort of thing was discussed with me prior, so I'm not quite sure why
Yeah,
I've been
no,
presented with this.
that makes a lot of situation. That makes a lot of sense in this situation. It makes a lot of situational. I will have you. So as usual, the choice you may either inflict a condition or I may make a move. Which would you like?
Well, inflicting a condition, doesn't that mean like I take a blow, or
Yeah, you mark a condition on yourself. Taking a blow is something else, and that is you use your conditions to roll that, and you in that case you want to roll lower, and that's a whole different mechanic. For this is so mark a condition on the side. You can like checkbox whether or not you have the condition.
Yeah.
So you may either mark another condition or I may take a move. There's no wrong answer.
Maybe insecure.
Okay, you're going to mark insecure. Absolutely. Totally fine. There's nothing wrong with marking conditions instead of having me take a move. Honestly, the way that works in this game is it allows the scene to continue as is, with the only negative being that you don't get to ask me questions, like you don't get to follow up with the move, but it also means like I don't get to necessarily do anything or complicate the situation more. It's just you reacting emotionally to the situation.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what conditions
I haven't had to do that yet. Gotcha.
You did earlier in the session because you had to mark one.
Did I? Oh, that's right.
Yep,
there was that one at the very beginning.
So you should have a couple conditions noted down on your sheet. I will double check to assist to make sure that's all going well. So I can look. Yeah. So insecure and I think afraid from earlier. So you just click.
Wasn't there something that cleared the condition afterward, or?
I don't think you cleared afraid. Did you clear afraid? I don't think so.
I was afraid.
You were afraid. Got it. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. You succeed. So my bad. You succeeded on your checking out the situation. So absolutely, my bad. I was mixing. Fucking god damn it! I mixed up Raid and Aurora again. God damn it.
Yeah.
So that was the egg on my face that time. But yeah, that is how. So you just mark insecure. You take the condition rather than anything else negative happening, and the situation continues onward. It is a mess of legal jargon, right? It is a bunch of stuff, and it is all in that sort of the language that this group of humans speaks is already kind of a let's say cosmic gumbo of various other languages that are being spoken, and they're all mixed together in a really weird way, and this document is a masterclass in using that language to obfuscate things. Whether or not it's him doing it or that's just the document that he has to have you sign is also really difficult to tell. But as you're looking it over, he's gonna actually kind of furrow his brows, and he looks at you, and he puts a hand on the clipboard to kind of like cover the page and push it down, kind of seeing you get insecure or worried a little bit. Whoa, sorry, I think I might have come on a little strong there. I introduced myself, but I'll let you know who I am. My name is Akash Paragon. I'm a member of the Paragon family. My family has been... They're very well-known heroes. I took an oath when I joined to never intentionally do harm to others, and I would not do so to you. You may not be human, but in my line of research, we interact with a lot of things that aren't human. And we treat them with the same level of respect that I would treat any of my other patients.
What are you trying to get at? Why are you trying to study me?
It will be easier to show you. I think both of you know, but he walks back over to his desk and he turns it's in one of those old computer monitors. Like, it's still kind of boxy and square, and it's hardwired into a standing computer. But he kind of turns it towards you, and he taps a few keys before he pulls up a video and shows it to you. And it's really grainy security footage from the entry hallway of the college that you were at the night prior. And it shows the situation, it shows a blur of movement, it shows y'all facing off against the hero Blue Line. And then it shows the very odd moment where Wink sort of walked up and just received the bundle of documents from him before the two of them return to their initial standing positions, and then things resume. You see a couple more flashes of movement, and then you see Blue Line get into that sprinter's position, they're about to dart for the door, and then you see Wink drop face first, and then you see Blue Line drop face first, and then you see Aqua still standing there, kind of, or floating there, and you kind of look, as you look over, you pick up Wink and the sleeping Blue Line, and then begin to fly them out of the facility. And it's that when he kind of pauses the video. There's someone that's immune to your powers, Wink.
Might I remind you, I'm also not human, so this very well could just be...
Yeah, Wink sort of nods and strokes his chin like he's really heavily thinking about the implications of this. So is it... I don't know if this is insensitive to ask or anything, but do you need sleep?
No.
But you're a sapient entity, correct?
What's your definition of sapient?
You understand and communicate with language. You have an understanding of you as a self. You are a non-artificial being, which is not necessarily in the same description, but are these correct?
I use language and can understand languages. I'm
Sorry,
not quite sure where you're getting at.
Were you going to say something, Noah?
I was... No. I think Rain's got this.
He kind of nods and... Okay. I mean, that's a start. Do you rest at all? Do you need periods of relaxation, recovery, recuperation?
Trying to gauge how I should be responding to some of this information and how much I want to necessarily reveal. Because this could also have implications to my race.
It could.
And human beings, unfortunately, have not completely earned my trust, especially seeing how violent they could be, and whether intentional or not, they do cause harm.
You could assess the situation here if you wanted.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
A 9.
Also, don't forget to mark potential for your previous miss. Every time you get a miss,
okay.
you mark potential.
Oh, that's right. It's been a while.
Same for you,
Okay.
Fix It and Aurora, just in case you hadn't already.
Roger.
rolling superior, we come to with a 9. You get to ask one of the questions that we went over earlier with Ray. Do you need me to go over them again?
Yes, please.
All right. What here can I use to blank? So, like, what is in this situation can I use to get what you want out of the situation, or ask a more unique question, that kind of thing? That's your creative answer. What here is the biggest threat? So, what is the scariest thing here? What here is in the greatest danger? So, what is in danger? There's no other easy way to put it. Like, what is in danger physically? Who here is most vulnerable to you specifically? So that could either be, vulnerable to an attack, but it could also be who here is just vulnerable. Who here is vulnerable to being attacked, like that you may need to defend. And then how can you best end this quickly?
I think for now, how best can I end this quickly?
So what are you trying to end?
Well, or then again, it also just kind of lead into the first thing we're asking
Mhm.
questions to get what I want. Because basically, I don't know that I necessarily have leave from my own superiors to be giving away, like, potentially vulnerable information about my
Mhm.
race. So, unfortunately, I don't think I'd be able to give too much else on this, especially not knowing where this information is going to end up
Yeah.
or how
So
it's going to be used.
what is the question you're trying to answer or ask here?
Why are you asking these questions of me, and what are you planning on doing with it, and who has access?
Okay, why are you asking these questions? What are you planning on doing? So I think the answer to this question, I think the question the question that makes sense here, because some of those are pierce the mask, right? Some of those are,
Okay.
what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? And it is a mundane role, not a superior role. So it would have been a different
Okay.
role. And I
Well,
could have
so,
asked that, but
like,
you had already
it's-
rolled that.
It's more of a racial thing.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know that I have leave or want to be giving away specific
Mhm.
information about my race, because I don't know how this information is going to be used,
So what you're looking for is like,
or who these, or whether or not I can even trust them.
So that could be a line. So I guess I kind of want to nail down what it is that you are looking to assess in this moment in specific. Are you asking me whether or not you have permission from your alien, like, species? Or because that question goes to you, that is your
Well,
answering
that's
what
the
you
thing.
feel is
I would
correct,
basically,
right?
what I would tell him specifically is, I don't know that I have leave to be giving away this sort of information. I would have to get back to my own
Got it.
superiors.
And so the question you're kind of looking to ask is, how can you end this situation? Like, how can you end this line of inquiry? How can you get him to stop? Basically, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
I as you tell him that, as you're like, he nods his head, and he looks at Wink sadly. While this does present a very promising breakthrough, I would never want to overstep my bounds as both a scientist and as a person. If you are uncomfortable and you don't even know if you can share this information, then I can't ask any more of you. And he reaches out for the clipboard.
I hand it back to him.
You hand it back to him, and he just turns and sets it down on the desk behind him. I'm really sorry to bring you in here so suddenly and so swiftly. I jumped to some conclusions, and I made some assumptions about what could be done. That is on me, and that is my fault. Wink, I'm sorry for asking you in here today. If you learn from your superiors that you are allowed to provide some of this information, all I wish to do is take a potential blood sample. I'm to let you know what I'm doing. I'm hoping to find a chemical or a chemical compound in your well, I suppose blood is not accurate, but in your fluids that I could isolate and use as an inoculant against Wink's sleep abilities.
I see. Yes, I'll have to get back to my own superiors to see if I have clearance to be giving away our
Of course.
our DNA, basically.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I completely understand. I apologize for assuming, genuinely. Wink, again, I'm sorry
Could
for
have been an
asking you
email.
in.
No.
It could have been. You can tell there's a deflation in him, right? Like, he was very excited about something, and then, like, coming to this realization with you informing him, he's deflating. He's realizing, oh, like, I made an oopsie. I overstepped. I did something inappropriate, and he's like accepting that. He's internalizing that. Genuinely, I hope you can accept my apology. That it was a great assumption I made.
Apology accepted. I apologize that I can't just give you what you want, but unfortunately it might have bigger implications upon my race. So
yeah, no apologies to me. If anyone, you should be apologizing to your friend Wink here, but that is his prerogative whether or not he thinks that's necessary. I was given the task of helping Wink with his powers and finding ways to control them. I saw an opportunity and I jumped at it.
who tasked you with this?
Suits. It was.
Oh.
It's when heroes come into the. I actually started the program. It's the hero support program. It's for heroes that enter into suits or enter into the various organizations that we associate ourselves with that have powers with certain drawbacks or certain disabilities. It is my job, and it's honestly, it's the privilege of the support program to provide equipment, medical assistance, information, and anything else really to our heroes as best we can to help support them in the field. I myself was... I got lucky enough to be assisted by an independent, altruistic individual and he gestures over at a wall behind him, where it's not like, behind a glass case or anything, but it's definitely framed on the wall like a display piece. But it's like, it looks like a jetpack, but like what the 1980s and 90s would imagine a jetpack to look like. Like, it has that very sort of retro-futuristic styling to it. And he gestures at that. That is my first jetpack. It was given to me by another hero, a scientific hero, who I can make things float. I can make myself float, but I can't move. I can't propel. I don't have any propulsion. And he kind of like does this move with his arms. As you can see, he's very nervous now. Sorry, I'm rambling, but that is what we do here. That's what the department that I lead is in charge of. And Wink's my kind of smiles a little wryly at Wink. Wink's my current project.
I see. I turn to Wink and, I'm sorry, Wink. I will have to get back to you on whether or not I can go along with this. We'll see what we can do.
It's not a no, so I guess that's just going to be how it is for right now. I don't blame anybody for any of it. To be honest, when all of this started, I didn't really think I was going to get much use out of my powers anyway, so to be able to do what I have so far is already fantastic. Like, the suit and everything that you've made for me already it works really well, and I've used it to good effect, I think.
He smiles a little, like, almost tearfully, and he nods his head. While you're here, though, I did want to point out one thing, and he rewinds the video a little bit to the spot where you exchange, or like where you received the bundle of documents from Blue Line. I'm not going to ask what those are. That's not my department. We're independent. What I do want to point out is that this happened. I don't know if you were cognizant or aware during the situation. We can't see that with the cameras. But to me, it doesn't look like you were. And if I had to guess, Wink, your powers are closer to hypnotism than they are sleep. Or at least can be augmented as similar to how hypnotists augment their trances. We don't know. There's still a lot of research that needs to be done. I'm gonna call a friend of mine who has the ability to see and manipulate psychic wavelengths, and I'm gonna call him in, and we're gonna do a sleep study with you. But that's for the future. But Wink, you might just have one of the most powerful mind affecting abilities I've ever seen.
Oops.
I think like in his mind, all the other lights in the room just sort of go off except for the one that's directly above him. He just hears the words "most powerful ability" echo in his head over and over again. He's just like, huh? Huh?
I've really never seen anything like it. I've gone back through all of your footage. The false magnitude was turned in last night by two people on your team, Fix It and Wave Index. I looked back through your initial confrontation with this magnitude imposter. You knocked him out in literally 0.3 seconds. I timed it.
He just sort of like scratches the back of his head and looks down. Well, I mean,
I know you don't understand it. Like, yeah, you knock everyone out. Do you know what that magnitude's power was?
Does it matter if
It matters if it's adrenal augmentation. He was literally doping himself. That's why he was so powerful. And you bypassed his own internal chemical reactions to put him to sleep. There have only been two things I've seen avoid your power, and it is Cosmic Rain here and the Speedster Blue Line, and it's only because the Speedster is able to outspeed how quickly your ability works.
Huh. He's still got like his mouth like slack open, but the sort of surprise of everything is starting to wear off, and now he's actually thinking about it.
The two of you take whatever time you need. I'll let you schedule the sleep study. I will call my friend. I'll have him on call. You call me when you want the sleep study done. And Rain, big if, no assumptions, but if you get permission from your people, talk to Rain and then talk to me, and I'll be happy to do a study with whatever parameters your people require.
I was also going to suggest if you wanted assistance in, like certain sensory technology. I don't know if how far along your tech is here, but I could also potentially do some things on my end too. To try
His
to look
eyes
into
go
things.
kind of wide. I would love to work with an off-planet techie. Please, my office is always open to yours. You're welcome to come in anytime.
He's like trying to pull out the business cards and just fumbling all over the place.
Yeah, he's he deflated, but then he got to talk about something he's passionate about, and then you said that, and he kind of he literally reaches for some cards that are There's a little bit of dust gathering on them as he very clearly doesn't use them, and they're just kind of sat on a like little card holder on his desk. And as he reaches for it, he kind of like hits it, and some of them scatter on the floor. Fuck! And grabs one and hands it to you.
It's like very good. Just kind of like slip it inside, and it just goes somewhere you don't see. But
I'm sorry there wasn't much more here today, but I thank you both for meeting with me. I am sorry that this could have been an email.
I was like, well, anyone up for some boba?
You guys have like an hour. Go ahead, sorry, Connor.
I could get some boba.
Okay. I messaged the others in Aurora and see if anyone else is interested.
Yeah, as Aurora, Rain, and Wink gather for I assume Aurora goes as well. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah.
Gathers for some boba. We're gonna zoom out, and then we're gonna no boba. I'm gonna go to Fix It or Wave. Which among you wants to go first?
I guess, guys.
What?
Be his guest. Gaius, aka our Wave Index. You arrive at the Wayward Souls Sanctuary bar, way down in the wash, a little bit before your work meeting, and the bar itself is kind of a like low, well-made, well-lived in, well-loved building. It's got that smell of stale alcohol as you enter with the wood-paneled walls. As you arrive at the place, it's a little bit different from what you remember, at least on the outside, as the parking lot seems to have had a few more additions made in it. There's a hole that looks like someone was digging. There's, some marks in the ground from people like slamming into it or being slammed into it. But as you make your way inside, the owner of the bar, a individual by the name of Taste, genuinely, kind of looks over at you. How often have you gone into Wayward Souls?
Pretty often. I go here to do like live music, listens and stuff like that. So I would go when they happen.
Yeah. There is absolutely a live music scene. Which, as you enter, there's some. Actually, since we're there, I'm gonna put on my music for it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Get that cheeky fucking harmonica up in here.
Yeah, it's some live
shit.
music. There's an individual up who's playing some porch blues at the moment, and some harmonica, and a little bit of bass guitar kind of echoes through the room. Taste looks over at you and gestures at one of the booths. They're waiting over there for you. Anything I can get for you, hun? Long time no see, Wave.
Yeah. Notably, Wave is only wearing their mask. They're wearing city clothes otherwise, but the mask makes them identifiable. Just some water, honestly.
You want it to taste like anything?
No.
Actually,
no. Cherry cola.
They kind of nod. You watch them. They wash their hands. They grab a glass. They pour a glass of water. They stick a cube of ice in it, and then we watch them swirl their finger in it. Still looks like water. Stays like water. Walks over to the table and sets it down in front of you, and you sip it, and it tastes exactly like cherry Coke. Like it isn't like a fake cherry Coke flavor. It tastes exactly like cherry Coke, but it is water.
I've long since gotten used to them sticking their fingers in drinks, so
it is how they have to touch things for their power to work.
Great as always, thank you.
They nod. You want any hair changes while you're here? You like, because you usually ask for at least a touch up.
They sort of grab their hair and they pull it out, and it is a little long. I guess you could trim it a bit. I don't know.
Oh, I would just meant color. I don't do cuts. It's been a while since I've done cuts.
Purple's my thing, I guess. You can put some purple in there.
Yeah, I realize cutting really isn't my thing. I don't like blades.
I don't know.
They show off a big, like, scar on the palm of their hand. Learn my lesson
I
with
don't.
that one.
Oh, it's changed since the last time. You didn't biff it too hard when you cut my hair last time, so it's fine.
No, yeah, be thankful you weren't the one that I did that I. Let's just say they were uneven bangs.
Oh. Glances up at their own bangs. Mine are always uneven.
Yeah, well, that's the look. And as they finish running their fingers through your hair, it is the exact shade of purple that you like it. And they turn to head back to the bar. Need anything, Jack? You should really stop calling me that. Anything you say, Jack. And begin walking back towards the bar.
Notably, they just asked for purple on like the underside of their hair.
Mm-hmm. And you're left alone with Sawblade.
What's up, shark fuck?
They kind of nod. They take a sip from their whiskey glass. So, how long you been a suit?
It's been at least a week now, right?
Yeah.
About a week, I guess. It's a big change to the life, I tell you what.
Yeah. Listen, professional courtesy, thought I should let you know. But there's some changes happening down here in the Wash. Vigilante House has been more popular recently, but it was attacked last night. A lot of stuff happened last night. Oh, yeah. You hear about that ID&I group that entered?
Have I heard about them?
You would have heard about them. They are some sort of interdimensional cops, for lack of a better term. They appeared in the city after that dimensional rift showed up near the suits testing facility, and have been poking and prodding at the abilities of suits ever since. But there are some rumors that they've established a bigger presence in the Wash. You're getting that confirmed right now.
Just what we need, more people muscling in on this place, eh? No, I guess, well, I don't really work out here right now, but it's kind of depressing to hear that.
Very depressing to hear that. I stumbled across some information. I wanted to let you know something.
Gotcha.
But whoever this, or whatever this ID&I group is, I didn't come here for nothing. They're looking for something. Whatever that something is, I don't know. But they're receiving information from somewhere. And based on how organized they are, and the fact that they already hit the Vigilante House, you keep an eye on that suits organization of yours. I think you got a mole.
A mole, eh? Well, considering what kind of witnessed a bit last night, well, it'll be 2 nights ago. Not last night. Yeah. I could believe that. Stuff's not as shiny and pristine as some people down here think it is. I never had any illusion that it was.
Things down here are a little bit more threadbare.
Indeed.
Well, I didn't have much else to talk to you about. Just wanted to see a friendly face.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Hold up the glass to kind of clink with yours.
They clink. They do seem very tense the entire time. They take a sip.
Go ahead.
They just take a sip after the little clink.
Yeah, and they just turn and look out the window. You know them to be a rather pensive individual. If they have something to tell you, they'll tell you. Other than that, they are pretty quiet. They're content to just sit there. So if you have something you want to say to them or talk to them about, that's on you. But you know that they called you here so they didn't have to text that information.
Yeah. No, it's also one of these things where Wave probably won't talk about what happened unless someone brings it up with them. So,
As the two of
But-
you just kind of share a moment with each other, drink and look out the window together with an old friend. But
Yeah.
Is there something else you wanted to add? Just I don't want to cut you off.
no. But they then check their texts, notably swiping away more notifications
Mhm.
just to check the time and see what everyone's up to.
You check your messages a few times. When you first check it, you just swipe away the Blue It notifications. Got another 169 just since driving down here. But after a while, the time, minutes tick down, and eventually you got to head back to New Sea and up to your meeting at the Suits and South End Sea Division headquarters. Two of you give not a warm goodbye, but a comfortable goodbye. Kind of holds up the drink towards you, and you head out. And we're going to see everyone we've kind of checked in on pretty recently so far. The Boba team heads in to to go to the meeting. Wave shows up a minute later, but I want to check in right before we end with that meeting. Mr. Fix-It, what have you been up to since the morning?
I think since Fix-It's got up, he was getting prepared for the meeting super early. Since it was not Rain. I get the names mixed up too. Rain and not Lucky. As Aurora was the one who got the coffee and the snacks last time. Fix-It just completely confused. Gets a dozen glazed donuts and a literal box of Joe, which is just a cardboard box with a plastic bag filled with coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And coffee cups, and waits at the Suits headquarters for about, I think, like 4 hours. I think everyone's gonna show up at like noon, and he showed up.
So you're actually the
Yeah.
first person there. So
Yeah.
as Boba team
100%.
arrives, Fix-It is already there, and then Wave shows you're the last to show up.
Half the donuts are gone, all the coffee's gone.
By the way, they show up looking like their clothes look 2 sizes too big for them.
Amazing. Go ahead.
Just 2 sizes too big. Just looking like they're swimming in it,
So you show up in your kind of larger casual civvy clothes, but mask on still. The time to the meeting slowly ticks down. Fix-It, since we hadn't touched on you too much this session, I want to give you one more chance to hard frame anything if you want to scene with anyone.
When would the handler have come into the office?
The handler would have come in not too long after you got there to see that you were there, check in on you. They would have said that they'll come back when everyone arrives, and that they have something to talk to you about. But if you need them, they're in their office down the hall.
Gotcha. I think Fix-It just is going through the text messages from the morning, just in his own head about it over and over again, and is trying to just figure out what their next step is, and also trying very hard to remember what he agreed to with the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, no, I think I'm good.
You eventually, I think the irony kind of hits, because as you're trying to remember what it is that you talked with your son about this morning when you were half asleep, slowly everyone files in, and the handler enters the room and kind of takes a look around at the group of you, and they have a very, I think, almost solemn expression on their face. It is the kind of usual mask that they put on for interacting and looking human, but nonetheless they are not really attempting to hide it, but they're definitely exhibiting that sort of sadness, that sort of maybe disappointment. And they look over towards the group of you, setting some papers down on the table. I'm very sorry, everyone. I have some disappointing news for you all. Your review came back as of last night, and you all did very well. The Trash Bandit, the tunneling villain that you all worked with, yeah, the one who was digging into the houses and breaking in and stealing things. They're still under custody, and everything with that seemed to go well. But as a result of and you can see that they almost seem frustrated for a moment. I just want you all to know that I don't agree with this decision. That I tried to advocate for you, but it went over my head. But as a result of property damage, which has not been a concern typically associated with suits, but due to property damage at the college, as well as the revelation of Wave being the child of a villain and all of you being associated, you have unfortunately, as a team, been placed on a temporary but indefinite hiatus. All of you are, while not suspended, you are allowed to stay in your housing and everything. You are still members of the Suits organization, but active missions will not be coming in until whatever this inquiry is dealt with, and whatever reason they have to withhold your position from you. Until that is solved, unfortunately your official hero licensing is over for the time being. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Wave is immediately
Dun,
going to
dun,
take
dun.
Insecure.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
Aurora already finds that very fishy.
Yeah, weirdly
Mhm.
convenient timing on all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Officially, we can't do anything. Extra credit, let's go.
Now, y'all might be seeing the direction the campaign's headed in.
Actually wasn't sure if it would have been appropriate for me to also do some sort of digging in the background, especially since he never responded to my initial message to him.
You can
But-
assume now why he never responded.
Yeah.
But if you want to do more research on that kind of thing, we can cover that next time. The team
time,
now after wrapping up and everything, the team is all back together as one, as a team. And anything you want to do, any plans that you want to make, where we go from here is entirely y'all's prerogative. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out with us. And yeah, let's do our outros. Get Ross out of here so he can sleep. Ross, you go first.
Hello, I'm Ross. I'm very tired. Thanks for playing.
He's
And
our
thanks for
EP
running.
sleepy boy.
It's
EP
true.
Ray, anything you wanna say to everyone before we head out?
Let's see. Thank you guys for stopping by. I've been Ray, also known as Key Inc. Aurora is going to be very, very cross
Yeah.
with this decision.
Good.
And it's like, something's fishy. And yep, we're gonna find out what we're gonna do about it.
Also, thank you, Buttons. Now that we're off stream, I can or off session, I can thank you. Thank you for the gift sub to Zen. Very kind of you.
Zen?
Oh yeah, Zen's here. Zen's hanging out. Gaius, what about you? Anything you want to say to the crew?
Well, thank you all for coming. I'm streaming on Saturday. Going to be doing some Fatal Frame 3 with Dat Goober right there. Points at Ray. And there might have to be some convincing to have Wave not quit the team for the sake of everyone else. Just saying.
Hell yeah! Sounds like that'll be a good. Sounds like we'll finally get to use the comfort and support role. Thank you for being here, Gaius. Connor, anything you want to say to the crew before we head out? Fair enough. What about you, Aqua? Oh, no, you're all good. Go ahead, Connor.
Hi, I'm just Connor Distortion Devil McKinley. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Distortion Devil, and if you can't find me there, you can find me at Devils and Dice Rolls, where I talk a lot about role playing. That's about it.
Apple.
All right, and lastly, certainly not leastly, the one, the only Aqua Sylph.
Thanks everyone for being here. Now I really want boba. Gosh dang it. I hope to see everyone next time.
Hashtag boba.
Yeah.
Hashtag boba. All right.
Bye-bye.
I am Leah. Thank you for being here. You have found me somehow, but either way, I appreciate you being here. We all get a limited time on this plane, and thank you for spending some of yours with us here today. If you hear this, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna raid y'all out to Skelly, because that's where I'm gonna go hang out after.
All right.
All
They're
right.
still streaming.
And stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, so it's a day-long work tank stream.
Hydrate.
Drink your water. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You gotta do the ting
Ciao.
when that goes. We raid out. And there it is. Bye-bye.